Are the Dodgers the first team ever to win a series during which their manager said, hopefully this is rock bottom? They might be, but hey, series win is a series win. Let's talk about it on All Dodgers. Hey, what's up? This is All Dodgers. I am Jeff Snider. We are part of the Believe network of podcasts brought to you by Bet Online. I'm Jeff. This guy next to me, that's Kevin. Kevin Skinner.
He gets directions right. Look at that.
I had to think about it, but I unlike Clint, I believe in thinking before I point, and that's where we're at here. Kevin and I are here to talk Dodgers with you, like we do a lot on this channel. Clint will be back with us. I think it'll be all three of us tomorrow, probably talking more trade deadline stuff during the off day. But today we got a series win to talk about. First, please go ahead and like this, share it, subscribe. I think I've got a button for that, don't I? I probably do somewhere. I'll probably pop it up somewhere during the episode. Maybe even right. No, not right now. I guess I'm just teasing you guys. You know how to find a subscribe button. You don't need a graphic on the screen telling you how to do it. But the Dodgers did beat the Twins today in a walk-off by Freddie Freeman. And Kevin, I'm going to tell people something about you, Kevin. You were not super optimistic about how that game was going to end.
Nope.
And I just need you to admit to the people that you were wrong and apologize for doubting Esteury Ruiz.
Yeah. When they walked Shohei, I was not. There were talks of, should we watch the game? And I was like, man, they just walked Shohei. This game's over. Esteury's just gonna get out. Kudos to him for taking a walk. That's more than I would have ever expected out of him.
Yeah, we were in a group text with the two of us and Clint, and we were talking about the game. And Clint said, "Hey, let's hop into a voice chat in Discord." So Kevin set it up, and Kevin told us I didn't expect the game to still be going by the time this was set up, but we did get to enjoy that together because Esteury Ruiz, after the Twins broke a cardinal rule of conventional baseball wisdom. They intentionally walked Shohei Ohtani, not just to put the winning run on base, but even to put the tying run into scoring position. First base was not open, and I think it was the right move. It didn't work out for the Twins. But I don't think it's controversial or a hot take to say that Shohei Ohtani is a better hitter than Esteury Ruiz. For them to treat it like that, I think it's perfectly defensible. I'm glad it didn't work for him.
Yep, you make that move 10 out of 10 times. Dave even backed the move during his post-game presser. He said it's the right move. Yeah, you don't want to face Shohei. You want to face the guy who's batting. I don't even think he's batting his weight right now. He's actually batting 250. Look at that. He's got a few hits. He's got a few knocks. You still just don't want to face Shohei when you could just face Esteury Ruiz. And I think also, you also get a right-on-right matchup, right? Griffin Jacks throws with his right hand, so you can defend it that way as well.
Yeah, and there's two outs. And realistically, if he had thrown strikes to Esteury Ruiz, it probably works. The reason that the move didn't work is because he walked Ruiz. And credit to Ruiz going up there knowing our best chance of winning this game is for Freddie Freeman to get into the batter's box. And if he's willing to walk me, I am willing to be walked. And his Jax's control hadn't been great, in that inning. So it wasn't crazy to think it was a possibility. But this game, I mean, it probably should have ended a couple times. Mookie Betts maybe struck out. They called the check swing a no swing. And then he gets an infield single that, 5 years ago, Mookie Betts would have been safe by 10 feet. 2025 Mookie Betts was safe by 5 inches, maybe. But
Clint didn't think he was safe. He thought he was out.
In live speed, I was a little bit nervous. The first replay said, okay, yeah, he was clearly safe. They didn't even think about challenging it really. But it was, all to set up to get Freddie Freeman there. And this is a game. It's July 23rd. Dodgers are in first place, whether they win or lose. Overall, the stakes weren't that high, but the stakes felt high because the Dodgers have been really, really bad lately. And to lose this game when Tyler Glasnow pitched a gem. And then Kirby Yates immediately, we're going to talk more about Kirby Yates in a couple minutes, immediately comes in and says, hey, that's a nice dumpster you got there. Hate to see it set on fire. And he proceeded to light the match through 18 pitches. 6 of them found the strike zone, and even at least one of those only found the strike zone in Charlie Ramos's mind. But sometimes the bad umpire goes in your favor, I guess. But all in all, it was like the Dodgers offense scores a run. You probably should have scored more, but gets the lead. So Tyler Glasnow's in line for the win, and then Kirby Yates just blows it up. Dodgers are down. It was going to be a very frustrating loss for us as fans, and instead we get a little bit of Freddie magic. Joe Davis said October heroics. In July, Freddie Freeman. It was kind of funny. He comes up, bases loaded, 2 outs, down by 1 run. Exact situation that they were in Game 1 of the World Series. And the first pitch was very close to where the pitch that Nestor Cortez threw to Freddie Freeman last year. Instead, Freddie didn't swing it. And at this point, we were talking on the Discord, you, me, and Clint, and you said, yeah, he's not going to swing at that pitch. He's looking for something outside because he wants to just poke a ball to the left field because he knows that a base hit wins the game. And I think that's probably what Freddie was thinking in the World Series too. And then Nestor threw him that pitch, and Freddie had just unlocked this part of his swing that nobody knew about. So he's like, well, I might as well hit it over the fence if I can. But today he was kind of dead set on, I'm getting a walk-off single. I don't need a grand slam this time.
Yeah, it was tailor-made. He talked about it in his post game. He was looking for off speed and didn't expect to get 2 straight fastballs, and then he had to change his approach with 2 strikes, as he does because he's a professional hitter. But yeah, it definitely looks like he was looking away, trying to eliminate the sweeper. Probably wanted one of his changeups that he could drive, and it was a tailor-made Freddie Freeman swing. And I've said it before, and I will say it again. I don't care what his batting average looks like right now. It's still 290 whatever, but if my life was on the line and somebody needed to get a hit, I want Freddie Freeman at the plate. He's just, not only can he just hit to all fields, dude is clutch as clutch gets. He's such a fun at bat to watch. Even when he's struggling, it's really not struggling. It's like Freddie Freeman is a microcosm of the Dodgers. Even when he's bad, he's not bad. He's still Freddie Freeman.
Yeah,
even the Dodgers are bad, they're not that bad.
Absolutely. And this, they talked the other day about how he feels like he spotted something watching video from the World Series, something to do differently. And I think we all kind of hoped that it would just be a overnight, oh sweet, he's Freddie Freeman, he's batting 380 again. But I do think we've seen he's not swinging and missing as much. He's not swinging through pitches as much. And I think that's probably a first step. So I do think this is probably going to eventually lead to getting back to Freddie Freeman we know and love, which would be very good because this Dodgers team, like you said, they, even when they're bad, they're good because they have so many good players on the team. We don't need everybody to play like an MVP. If everybody just plays at 80% of what they're capable of, it's back to being the best team in baseball, especially if they take turns. Okay, it's Shohei's turn to, Shohei's homered in 5 straight games. He's going to carry it for a while. Will Smith's going to carry it for a while. Freddie's going to carry it for a while, But right now, the issue is that you've got guys like Mookie and Teoscar who aren't even playing anywhere close to 80% right now of what they're capable of. Teoscar had 3 hits. 2 of them were infield singles, I believe.
One was shot the other way, so.
Yeah, no. The first one, I can't remember if the shortstop got a glove on it and just couldn't make the play. So, so 2 infield singles.
It was deep in the 6-hole.
That's right. So 2 infield singles, but hey, hits are hits, and, got Esteury Ruiz in the game to pinch run, and that ended up being the key to the game. So, if this team can, if a bunch of these guys can just get a little bit better, they'll be fine. And some of that is going to, before I guess I segue into talking about the bullpen needing to get better, I should probably talk about BetOnline a little bit. So I'm going to do that because BetOnline continues to be your number one source for all your sports betting action. And with baseball in full swing and football season around the corner, BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, and even live in-game betting. From MLB, UFC to tennis and NFL futures, BetOnline remains your choice for sports wagering info. In between games, you can head over to the BetOnline Casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. So head to the website today and take advantage of their industry-leading VIP program with level-up bonuses and weekly cash boosts. BetOnline, the game starts here. And here we are back. I guess before we talk about the bullpen specifically, we'll talk about what Dave Roberts said after the loss on Tuesday. Somebody asked Dave Roberts, does it feel like this is rock bottom? And he said, I kind of hope so, because it's hard to picture things getting worse. I'm paraphrasing there, but it's, and he was right. Like, it felt like rock bottom on Tuesday. And the fact that it kind of shows you how crazy baseball is, that literally 18 hours after saying, I hope this is rock bottom, you can say, hey, we won the series and we gained a game on the second place also-rans in the process. Rock bottom can turn around. Who was it? Winona Judd that said, when you hit rock bottom, you got two ways to go, straight up or sideways. And the Dodgers have done some straight up. When it gets to the bullpen, there's a little bit of sideways going on, though. It's this bullpen did not shine in this series, K-Pop.
No, it didn't. And I think, when Dave's talking about rock bottom, the players see it, everybody sees it. It's not, a secret, but it's just been a bad brand of baseball. And it's not really something that, as fans of a team that's won the division 11 of 12 years or whatever the stat is now, I lose track. It's not something we're used to seeing. We're not used to seeing Edgardo Enriquez huck a ball into right field. Triples alleyed a ball. That was incredible. Never seen that happen before, and especially not with the Dodgers in recent vintage. We're not used to seeing a lot of the base running gaffes, or, even when Dino Ebel is setting Freddie when he's out by like 30 feet and everyone in the world can see it, even like Dino's making some mistakes. It's just, when all of these kind of happen at once, we're kind of like, wait, guys, we're fans of the blue Los Angeles team, not the red one. So it's not something we're used to. And yeah, the bullpen, I don't know what there is to say, because the fact that like 5 guys forgot how to throw strikes in the last 3 days it's not incredible. It's really bad, but it's remarkable, to say the least. They just would not throw the ball in the strike zone. Couldn't do it.
Dodgers relievers walked 14 batters in 12 innings in this series. 3 different Dodgers pitchers walked 3 batters in an inning. Ben Kasparius, who walked the bases loaded, walked a run in, and then immediately left with an injury. Like, maybe you should have mentioned the injury a little bit sooner, Benny. I appreciate, and it's a tough situation as a professional athlete. You don't want to be called weak. You can't pitch with a little boo-boo. But you know what? If you can't pitch with a little boo-boo, stop pitching with a little boo-boo, Yeah. And then Will Klein looked like he was going to be good, comes in, gets the first guy out, and then walks the next 3. And then that's when Edgardo Henriquez came in and said, hey, I see you left me these base runners. Let's see if I can do anything about that. And I just got to mention, Andy Pages on that play. We've talked a lot about how Andy Pages should be playing right field. I saw the high home camera angle of that play. Andy Pages was standing as still as a statue until that ball was already on the outfield grass. When you're playing right field, and his base is loaded, and there's a chopper down the first baseline, your only job is to run towards the line in case the throw gets past the first baseman.
Something that happens. Yep.
Like, Andy Pages' defense on that play would get a 14U kid benched, because it's like, how many times do I have to tell you? You back up a play. And for some reason, he didn't. It was bad. Maybe it doesn't change the game. At least 1 run scores, because he was going to first base on a bases loaded anyway. And even if Pages is there, probably 2 run score. It saves at least 1 run,
Yeah.
And in the grand scheme of things, who knows how that changes things. I'm pretty much in favor of players just doing what they're supposed to do, regardless of whether it officially cost them a game or not. So that was frustrating. He has played very good defense this year, for the most part, and especially in right field. But that one, but you know what? Also, Edgardo Enriquez, maybe don't throw the ball 100 miles an hour and miss your target by.
He called off Will Smith. He put his hand up to Will, who had a read on the ball.
Yeah, and I wonder, I think what happened there was he thought that the ball was hit a little harder. He was going to get to it a little quicker, and so he wanted Will Smith at home so he could get the force at home. But instead, it looked like he just took his time getting to the ball. And it reminded me of the play. Have you seen the highlight of Rob Dibble getting mad at Doug DeCenzo of the Cubs for bunting on him? and DeCenzo bunts up the line. Dibble comes over, picks it up, takes 2 steps to get right in the line, and then fires the ball right into DeCenzo's butt. That's what this looked like. Like, take your time and then just fire the ball. I mean, Henriquez missed Freddie by almost as much as how far away from Freddie he was. Like, Pythagorean theorem, that thing, it was, that hypotenuse was looking bad. Clint was told there would be no math. But I mean, he misses.
This is the smart night. This is the no cussing smart night.
We got glasses, baby. Glasses and squinty eyes here. We're smart. And so, I mean, but all in all, like, Ben Kasperius hardly ever walks 3 guys in an inning, that error by Henriquez, even Henriquez isn't going to make that error that often. It's just dumb, and it's weak contact. And then after that, Henriquez went 2 more innings and actually got the next 6 batters out. Like, without that one play, if that ball goes foul, Henriquez has a great 2-inning outing. Instead, it was the deciding factor in the game, basically. Kirby Yates had walked 3 batters in the last almost 2 months. Three batters combined in June and July, and then he walks all 3 batters he faced today. It's just, that's why, like, it's almost easier for me to say, you know what? All that crap is less likely to happen again, probably. But it sure is frustrating while it's happening. As a fan, sitting here, it's like, how many different ways can we come up with to lose a game, guys?
Yeah, and in today's game, he walks the bases loaded, and, Harrison Bader drives in a run by chopping the ball just, like, right over Vesia's head. And you're just looking at it going, this is what we're doing right now? Like, this is how we lose the lead. It not on what I would, like, not on a ball that he scorches down. No. It's just like a little Baltimore chop or whatever right over the pitcher's head. And it's really frustrating to watch, on the Kirby Yates subject. That whole situation is frustrating to watch. He clearly his stuff isn't playing. And then to go up there and throw 12 balls, it's just like, he's not doing himself any favors. And we know he's going through it. Again, he's the guy on the mound. He knows he's going through it. But, for the sake of the bullpen in its state, they need Kirby Yates to figure something out, and kind of fast.
Yeah, absolutely. Because this bullpen it's hurting, literally and figuratively. A lot of guys are hurt, and a lot of guys who aren't hurt are hurting the team. Shout out real quick to IB Stroking in the chat, gifting out some memberships. That's awesome. You're the man. Shoot your comments over in the chat. We do have some voicemails we're gonna play a little bit later. We'll be getting to some chat stuff too, what we see in there. But yeah, I mean, you've got hurt guys and guys who are hurting the team. You've got Alex Vesia right now, who you trust, and Jack Dreyer for the most part. He gave up a run the other day. I mean, like, Ben Kasperius has been one of their better relievers this year. He's going through a rough spot. Kirby Yates at the beginning of the season was striking out a ton of dudes, was doing really well. He isn't striking out guys. There was talk in our Discord about maybe he's tipping pitches. Oral Hershiser was just talking about how Yates doesn't appear to be getting the right movement on his splitter. And so somebody was speculating that maybe that whatever's causing that is visible to the hitters. So he's tipping it. I don't know if that's the case. But
he's just also not landing it for a strike. It doesn't matter. You could tip it all day if you're not going to throw it.
Kirby Yates at his peak with the Padres, that was kind of his calling card. He got chase, and that's why the Dodgers were better against him than most teams were, because the Dodgers were better at not chasing his splitter. And so, he's always relied on chase, but that does rely on deception. And for whatever reason, he's not getting the chase, not getting the deception. And if he's not getting chase, he can turn into a bad pitcher pretty quickly. So he needs to figure that out. Obviously, Tanner Scott, he was bad, and then he was hurt, and he's probably going to be back this season, hopefully. But hopefully the good version of Tanner Scott, it comes back when he does come back. Blake Trinan is on the way back. Will Klein has potential. The stuff is good, but as we've seen, it's not totally refined yet. And so who knows if he is part of the answer. And that's why we are going to spend time over the next week talking about potential relief acquisitions, because I mean, the guy the Dodgers beat today, Griffin Jax, is a guy I would love to have in Dodger blue. You know, he already got his first win for the Dodgers, and now come help the Dodgers win some more games, Griffin. And you know, bring your buddy Joan Duran and your buddy Byron Buxton with you, and I'll call that a trade deadline. You give me those three guys, and just call it good. You know, because I saw somebody in the chat saying that Michael Conforto is going to keep playing until for the rest of the season. I think Michael Conforto's time is short if the Dodgers can get a good outfielder to replace him at the trade deadline, you know?
Yeah, he has been swinging a better bat today. That hit or the line out in the ninth inning, he hit it on the screws, and the shortstop just made a really good play on the ball, and that just sucks. And that's pretty much been the story of his season. He's just been hitting the ball right at people, and it's been good contact, but not where you want it to be. If they can get literally any other outfielder, I think you have to. I will say, as much as I've been down on Conforto, his defense has actually stepped up a little bit. He's actually making some decent plays in left, so that's actually been nice that he's able to contribute in that way, even though he's not contributing with the bat. As far as bullpen options go, there's, like you mentioned, it's thin. It's thin. We don't know how long Kasperius will be out for. They think he might be able to avoid the IL, but he had a sleeve on today. Tanner Scott, I just don't trust anything the Dodgers say about any pitcher ever. So, you know, they said they avoided an injury, but they already knew he was going on the IL before they got the results. So something tells me like it's already worse than they're telling us it is.
Well, you can know something's bad enough to go on the IL and still not know the extent of it, you know?
Yeah, but they're so careful about making comments like that. And, you know, when it was like that thing where when they put Tony Gonsolin on the 60-day IL as quickly as they did, it's like, oh, they know it's bad. They're just not saying anything. That's kind of what this felt like. It's like, oh, they know there's something seriously wrong, but they're going to play it light. And the only other hope right now we for sure have coming back, unless his arm falls off, is Blake Trinan. And maybe Michael Kopech comes back, but unfortunately...
And maybe Brusdar Graterol?
Yeah, maybe. Dave doesn't even know if he's like alive, apparently. And then with Kopech, even if we do get him back, what version of Kopech are we getting? Are we getting 2024 Kopech, who was, a crucial piece in that bullpen, or are we getting 2025 Kopech, who literally doesn't know where the strike zone is right now, and we don't need any more of that?
Yeah, the Dodgers definitely have don't throw strikes covered in the bullpen. Don't need more help from that. The bottom line is some of the guys they have are going to have to pitch better. You know, Anthony Bonda has, he pitched well today. He's a guy who's had his ups and downs. The long ball hasn't bit him as much lately as it did early in the season. So maybe he's on his way back to being a productive member of the bullpen. Ben Kasperius, maybe a minor leg injury is a help to him because it lets him rest his arm for, a handful of days. And maybe he ends up on the IL anyway, and they just didn't today because they didn't have anybody to call up anyway. Although they had Jack Little there, but Jack Little, if he's the answer, I don't want to know the question,
Lou Trevino could make a comeback already.
Yeah, he, as far as I know, he hasn't been claimed on waivers yet or anything. So, maybe maybe this is a good time to play this first voicemail. This is from Barbie, and you'll see why I may have thought of this one when mentioning Lou Trevino here. So here comes a voicemail.
Hey guys, name's Barbie. Been a Dodger fan for about 50 some years. Not very good at this voicemail thing, but I'm going to try and get it all in. Just thought I should give my thoughts and opinions. Like your podcast, been a fan for a long time. Watch a lot of them across the board. Just kind of unsubscribe to one that we don't mention because it isn't any good anymore. Anyway, my thoughts and opinions would be we have a World Series champion sitting out there that's unemployed. His name's Brent Honeywell. Hear me out. I think we need the morale booster, and he could probably pitch 1,000 strikes to Mookie and get him back on track. I think Evan Phillips, Graterol, and Kopech are still on the payroll, even though they're on IL. I think that they need to give their boys some support and remind them of the dogs that they are. As far as the road trip goes, I think Muncie ought to go, and the Dodgers ought to go take some time out and one of their days that they have, and go have some fun. They need to remember who they are and have a good time, and then go out and play some good baseball. And the fans need to quit trash talking the Dodgers and remember that we're fans and give them some support. Maybe kind of like that standing ovation thing. Anyway, that's all I got to say. Oh, and unless somebody can get some of these thoughts to Andrew Freeman, that would be cool. Bye.
I don't have an applause button like Clint. Actually, let's see. Maybe I have applause. Here we go. It's not on my stream deck, but I found the button for it. I mostly played that one right there because when I think Lou Trevino, I think Brent Honeywell as far as a guy who pitched a lot of innings, then got DFA'd. And as we know, last year, Brent Honeywell, after getting DFA'd, the Dodgers eventually brought him back because they needed that innings eater in the bullpen again. Both of them pitched better than their stuff suggested they probably should. Both of them were guys who I wouldn't trust to pitch in the postseason. Brent Honeywell gets a mention there. I am totally fine in favor of anything they want to do with Brent Honeywell that doesn't involve him pitching in games for the Dodgers. So you want to bring him in to throw batting practice with Mookie Betts? Great. You want to have him serve food in the clubhouse? Great. You just want to have him come in for the vibes? Great. As long as they don't put him in a game in a Dodger uniform, I'm fine with that.
Hey, he had a 2.62 ERA with the club last year.
Yeah, that's what I said. He pitched. He got better results than his stuff suggested he should, and his stuff told me all along, don't let this guy pitch in the postseason. And then how do you do in the postseason, K-pop?
No, we don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, a little bit less good, huh?
A little bit less good. Little less good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's an interesting one. I'm of the belief that he doesn't want to play. Like, he's like cool taking the time because there are a lot of teams who could use Brent Honeywell right now. So
I don't know that that's true. I think there's roughly 30 teams that recognize that Brent Honeywell isn't actually very good at pitching.
The Phillies need relief pitchers, like, desperately. They're holding open tryouts at Citizens Bank Park for relief pitchers. You're telling me they couldn't give Brent Honeywell a call either?
I haven't looked
the Braves also need.
I haven't looked at the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs roster lately, but I am positive that the Phillies have several guys in AAA who would be better options than Brent Honeywell.
I'm just higher on Brent Honeywell than you are. I'd be fine if he came in for a little bit just to stabilize the bullpen. Just had a little bit of fun. Because the names that we've been running out this year have just been really, really, really bad, and just they've been frustrating to watch. You know, you're getting Lou Trevino. He's pitched well enough, but he shouldn't see high leverage situations. He's doing it like so much. Hopefully Dustin May can basically be a better Brent Honeywell. That's what we're hoping for.
Although he's going to be starting next time out, so you know,
that's such a mistake.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think Brent Honeywell will be an upgrade to this bullpen in any way, shape, or form. I'd rather have Joe Kelly than Brent Honeywell, and I'm not very high on Joe Kelly.
Brent Honeywell could throw strikes.
Maybe, you know, Kirby Yates could throw strikes too until he couldn't, and Ben Casparis could too. You know, overall, the strike throwing hasn't been a huge issue for this bullpen in the last, 3 days.
You'd rather have Alexis Diaz over Brent Honeywell?
Yeah, because at least Alexis Diaz has good stuff, so potential to be. I know, but you know what? At least there's potential there. We know what Brent Honeywell is, and he's not a guy who is going to help a team win a World Series, other than eating innings and giving up 5 runs in 1 inning, just so that they don't have to use a real reliever in a blowout game like he did in the World Series last year. But anyway, that's my Brent Honeywell thoughts. Should we jump to another voicemail?
Let's do it.
Noah's got one. I think Noah mentions the bullpen too, so let's jump into Noah's here.
Well, what up, guys? It's Noah, as you know, and I gotta say, guys, that win meant so much. I am so happy to have Freddie. Where would we be without Freddie is the question of the day. We are in the golden age of Dodger baseball. We're suffering very significantly with this very bad stretch. But hey, we are still winning games, and we are still on top of the division. And no matter what happens, we will go to the postseason. This team will figure it out. And we got to believe in Freeman. We will definitely get relievers. We will definitely get them. We will get the pieces we need. You got to believe in Freeman, guys. I know I do. And Ohtani's the GOAT. We still have him for 8 more years. And I can't wait to brag to my grandkids that I'll have hopefully one day. I'm not even married yet. But you get the message. I can't wait to tell them that I got to see Shohei Ohtani play and pitch. Anyways, guys, just wanted to say what I had to say. And since it's not Saturday, you all know my thoughts on Fernando Tatis, Manny Machado, the Dodger Stadium parking lot, and the Ghost Runner. So, see ya.
Thanks to Noah for reminding us how much he loves Fernando Tatis and Manny Machado and the Dodger Stadium parking lot and the Ghost Runner. Yeah, you know, I'm an optimist. I'm looking forward to the trade deadline, and I think all in all, if the Dodgers are going to have a terrible stretch, right now is a really good time to have it because it really does kind of drive home what they need to do at the trade deadline. Maybe it hurts their leverage a little bit in trades when, you know, hey, Twins, you just watched our relievers suck. Now let's make a deal for a couple of your relievers. You know, maybe it hurts the leverage a little bit, but overall it gives them a better chance of actually turning this team around, getting the pieces they need.
Yeah, Andrew, basically what you just said is Andrew Friedman should lock the Twins in the Dodger Stadium parking lot, not let their bus leave until they give us Yohan Duran.
Yeah, I was joking around that I think of the series finale of Friends. Did you watch Friends, Kevin? You have Friends?
I've seen bits and pieces of it. I haven't watched all of it.
So the series ends. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched Friends, you know, 22 years ago, here's what happened. Rachel's moving to Paris to take a job, and Ross tells her he loves her, and then she leaves anyway, and she's on the plane, and then she calls, and he gets home and he has a message on his answering machine, and it's Rachel from the plane saying, Ross, I think I made a mistake, and then you can hear her trying to get off the plane, and the flight attendant won't let her get off the plane, and Ross is yelling at his answering machine, let her off the plane, and then the message cuts off, and Ross is like, did she get off the plane? And then he turns and Rachel's standing at the door and she says, I got off the plane. And they fall in love and live happily ever after. I pictured Byron Buxton showing up at Mookie Betts' house in a Dodger hat saying, I got off the plane. You know, that's all I wanted. I don't think it happened because I think we would have heard by now because I think the Twins plane has departed from Los Angeles by now. And so
we would have known.
It's
that would suck to make the trade for them tonight. Like, all right, you just flew to your next destination. You got to go back, guys.
Although, where are the Dodgers going first? Cincinnati or Boston? Boston. So I don't know where the Twins flew to. I don't pay attention to their schedule. So wherever they're going, but
people in the chat were talking about Rich Hill maybe joining the team. I did go to Rich Hill. The Royals were playing the Cubs, and I was invited to go. So that was cool to see him pitch. He didn't look too bad. I'll give the 45-year-old, I think that's how old he is now, give him some flowers. He looked good. I joked about it on when I texted you guys, is like they should trade for him just so like another National League team doesn't pick up the soft tossing lefty because we know the Dodgers struggle so mightily against them.
Yeah. I think the Dodgers do fine against Rich Hill, but you know. Michael Negretti in the chat says this is a Dodgers show, not a Friends show. Guess what, Michael? It's whatever I say it is. This is all Friends.
He's got the buttons.
Yeah.
It's Jeff's world. We're all just living in it.
Noah did mute it when I warned him about the Friends spoilers because apparently I think Noah was barely alive when that happened. So I won't spoil any more things, and I won't even bring up the Sixth Sense, Noah. Don't you worry. We got 2 more voicemails. Let's go to one from Rubio. I like this one.
Clint, Jeff, what's up? This is Rubio. Maybe the Dodgers should try tinkling with that lineup a little bit more. Put Kim in the leadoff spot. Maybe bat Mookie ninth. You know, light a fire underneath his butt a little bit. Hopefully Dalton Rushing does play better. You know, his power comes up. He's only got 1 home run against a position player. Hopefully he does something else. But I'm still a glass half full kind of guy. think we got it. Everybody just ride the wave of this slump real quick. It'll be over. Go Dodgers. See you guys at the parade.
Let me hit the applause button. There we go. What do you think about that idea of Ha-Seong Kim lead off and Mookie down lower in the order?
I don't know. I don't know. No, I'm not here for it. Let Ha-Seong Kim bat as low as you can put him because he's, in my opinion, he is severely outperformed expectations. And so whatever's working for him is working, and let's keep it that way. And I don't know. I don't want to give Mookie any reasons to be mad or anything. Like, maybe that makes me soft, but I like Mookie batting leadoff. I know a lot of people don't. Today was the first day where Mookie was batting leadoff where I didn't like it because they just, it could have been Shohei in the ninth inning instead of Mookie in that spot. But I actually have really liked Mookie's production, his approach at the plate. I've liked the situations he's been in. Batting leadoff. I know it didn't work out, but the bases loaded and he came up and he popped out. Okay, it's baseball. There's no that situation might not even happen if Shohei's batting first. So,
yeah, it's I think Mookie would do whatever's best for the team. I do think that it makes sense to give the leadoff spot at least a few weeks to give it a chance, to see if it helps anything. Dave Roberts is famous for not just throwing things at the wall all willy-nilly. And so switching up the lineup at the top like that is definitely something that they're going to give it time to work and see if it works. And, the fact is today, like it or not, I mean, it was weird, but Mookie got the infield single. Shohei gets walked. If Shohei comes up there with nobody on and 2 outs, they're not going to walk him. Maybe they would still walk him, but then maybe Shohei or Mookie's infield single is a force out at second. Who knows? Like you can never tell what would have happened, but Dodgers won this game, and obviously Mookie needs to start hitting better because that's really going to be the determining factor. I was on the radio the other day and I was talking about this. Like when I was growing up, shortstops couldn't hit, and they batted 8th if they were in the National League and 9th if they were in the American League. And so if Mookie is a glove for shortstop now, then eventually they'll have to put him in the lineup where glove for shortstops go. But they haven't given up on the possibility of Mookie figuring out how to hit. And I think that's something that it's hard to know. I don't think anybody knows, even people who are pretty confident in their opinions of what the problem is. Most of them wouldn't say they know what the problem is. They just say, I'm pretty sure it's this. And so, overall, they're going to give Mookie a chance to figure out how to hit. But, if he's not hitting still in the postseason, I don't think he'll be leading off in the postseason if he finishes the season as poorly as he's done so far. Yeah. Then every game matters in the postseason.
Yeah, that's a situation where, and Dave's gotten a lot better about it. He definitely does ride the hot hand in the playoffs. So if Mookie's continues to struggle as he has, then Shohei will just go back to the leadoff spot. Or maybe if Kim, no, Dave likes left, right. So there's no way they're not gonna bat 2 lefties at the top. But they'll give Mookie a chance. I have full confidence in Mookie's ability to hit a baseball. I truly do. He's 32 years old. I cannot believe he has already met the cliff and jumped off head first already, because he's just too good of an athlete, too good of a baseball player. You cannot get me to bet against Mookie Betts right now. Just can't do it.
Ray Soto in the chat said Will Smith, the only dude in the National League batting 300, he can lead off. And I think there is a much better chance of Will Smith batting leadoff for the Dodgers than Ha-Seong Kim. I honestly, I think if they go away from Mookie, but they like Shohei batting, I mean, the fact is Shohei's homering every game now that he's batting second, So maybe they do leave Shohei where he is. But I think Will Smith and Freddie Freeman are both more likely options than Ha-Seong Kim because the most important thing at leadoff spot is getting on base. And Will Smith is the best on the team at that. Shohei Ohtani is second best at it, And so those are probably your 2 best guys for leadoff. And you know what? If Will Smith is on base and Shohei hits a home run, doesn't matter how fast Will Smith runs because you're allowed to jog on a home run.
Yeah,
it's right there.
The only thing is Will Smith is also the best in the league with runners in scoring position, so I really like him batting fourth, or if we're just like where you get the big dogs up on the plate and he can just kind of drive them home. I love him in that spot, and you definitely.
I get that. I don't believe that hitting with runners in scoring position is a skill. I think it's something that, in general, over a large sample size, better hitters are going to hit better with runners in scoring position. Last year, remember, Shohei was like 1 for 21 at the beginning of the season, and then he turned into. He ended up driving in 130 something runs last year. Yeah. He did okay with runners in scoring position, and so I think in general, you give a good hitter enough chances with runners in scoring position, he's going to hit well. And so yeah, I mean, it's really what the Dodgers need is for all their good hitters to hit goodly. So
yeah, yes, okay. Apparently, Clint is messaging us from his bathtub saying Mookie needs to stop podcasting and get into the batting cage.
Huh. Well, all right. I definitely didn't need to think about Clint in the bathtub, but here we are. I guess Clint in the bathtub is as good a time as any to play our last voicemail, which is from our buddy Richie. Settle in, folks. Here's Richie.
One of my favorite quotes in life, and unfortunately I don't know the origin, was "We have met the enemy, and it is us." Last night was as low as it gets. Last night was "Hold my beer, we can do worse." It's disappointing. It's more disappointing than Mike Schultz finding out that instead of being the keynote speaker at a Pillsbury Doughboy concert, he found out he's now speaking at a Weight Watchers convention. But I digress. Baseball is a mentally tough game. It's not easy. As Jimmy Dugan once said in A League of Their Own, baseball is hard. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. The bullpen's a disaster. We are asking guys like Klein to go out there in high leverage situations, and unfortunately, Klein just isn't that. There's a reason why this guy has played on 4 teams in the last 6 years. He's a gutless jellyfish who's not mentally tough, and we're all asking him to do is throw strikes. Throwing the ball away in the right field and just watching that whole inning just go down the drain is just absolutely a hard watch. But at the end of the day, there's nothing that we can do about it as fans. Only the players have to straighten themselves out, and all the team meetings in the world ain't going to do nothing. Yeah, we're crap. Play better. Rah, rah. It's a tough game, and everybody is just going to have to gut it up and put their foot down and say enough is enough. Little Andy F. sees what's going on because we see what's going on. The Guggenheimer Group understands what's going on, and they're going to do what they can at the deadline to improve the bullpen because that's where all the trouble is. And then the lack of offense, and then the lack of defense. It's just a big mess right now. So all we can do is just root and hope and go from there. So hashtag free Richie between Monday through Friday. Hashtag end this bad play today. And hashtag F the Dodger Stadium parking lot. See ya.
All right. Let me find that applause button. Yeah, hashtag free Richie, baby. But I digress. It was a lot in that voicemail, as is Richie's style. And, I think we've covered a lot of that. Bullpen needs to get better. Combination of the guys they have pitching better and getting better guys to replace the guys who, aren't ready to pitch better right now. Blake Trinan did throw the first of a scheduled back-to-back today. 2 strikeouts and a lineout, 1, 2, 3 innings. So that's good. So that means he'll be pitching again tomorrow, assuming he feels good after tonight. And then the plan is for him to come back. And maybe that's why Ben Kasperius isn't on the IL yet, because Blake Trinan isn't quite ready to come back. We'll see what the roster move is when Trinan comes back. We'll see how long Kasperius is out and how he pitches when he does come back. There are a lot of question marks here. We are 8 days away from the trade deadline. I won't do hours because it is a little bit late in the day for me to be doing math at this point. But all in all, Kevin, the Dodgers won the series. The Padres lost their series to the Marlins. So the Dodgers picked up a game on the Padres. The Giants must have heard me talking about them, angrily talking about how they're not going to make the postseason because They won their series against the Braves after that. But the Dodgers are currently 4.5 games up on the Padres, 6 games up on the Giants, 10 games up on the D-backs, and 33.5 games up on the Rockies, who have won back-to-back series. The Rockies are on fire. Actually,
don't let the Rockies get hot.
The Rockies, over the last 10 games, the Rockies have the second best record in the National League West. They have picked up a game on the Dodgers in those last 10 days. Did you see? I saw something today. The Pirates became the first team in history to get swept by the team with the worst record in one of the leagues in one series, and in the very next series sweep the team. They got swept by the White Sox, and then they swept the Tigers, who had the best record in the American League. So those Pirates are a little bit bipolar, but you know what? Clint wants O'Neal Cruz, so go get him, I guess.
You can have him. I don't want O'Neal Cruz.
I want David Bednar. I don't need O'Neal
I was
Cruz.
going to say, I'll take Bednar. He's pretty good. I don't know what changes he made, but he decided to stop being bad.
The best thing about Bednar is I have his phone number, so if he gets traded to the Dodgers, maybe I could get him on the show, you know?
I thought you guys look alike.
Not all chubby bearded guys look alike, you know? I always get Facebook recommendations, you know, that people you may know. It always suggests David Bednar because it'll check your phone contacts, so it sees, Jeff has this guy's phone number. He probably knows him. But David Bednar's Facebook profile picture is from the minor leagues, and he was a good 60 pounds lighter than he is now. You know, I think it was when he was pitching for Lake Elsinore. And let's face it, we were all 60 pounds lighter when we lived in Lake Elsinore. Yes. Maybe that's just me and David Bednar. But
I think so.
You know, I think that's about it for me. You got anything else for this one, Kevin?
It's just, you know, some people were talking about Will Smith getting MVP votes or should be MVP. Hate to break it to everybody, but as long as Shohei Ohtani is Shohei Ohtani, he will be winning MVPs. I did the quick math. If he pitches 4 innings a week until the end of the season, he will pitch 48 innings. And I believe if he has a sub 3.5 ERA or a sub 3, would he be better? There's no way he doesn't run away with that award. Like, you're talking elite. You'd be talking elite reliever stats with, I don't know, he's on pace for like 60 home runs. So, like, whatever.
Yeah. Last year after 103 team games, Shohei Ohtani had 30 home runs. This year he has 37. He didn't get to 37 until the Dodgers' 120th game last year. So he is 17 games ahead of that pace. Obviously, he went insane the last couple months of the season, but the Dodgers had never had a 50 home run season. Shohei Ohtani is about to do it twice in his first 2 years with the Dodgers. Pretty impressive.
And this one he's pitching in it too. And again, this isn't to take away Will Smith. He could win he's on track to win the batting title in an impressive fashion. You know, not like Luis Ariz, who just hit singles. Like, Will Smith would put together like a very quality batting title, being a batting title champ. And he's played good catching. You know, he's been good defensively behind the dish. But you can't really top elite reliever plus.
I think after the trade deadline, we may have to have a longer conversation about Will Smith's MVP case, because he does have a better case than he gets credit for. So,
absolutely.
Between now and then, tomorrow we will be talking trade deadline stuff. All three of us, me and Kevin and Clint. Not sure what time yet, but we'll make sure that word gets out. I think that'll do it. So thank you all. Obviously, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed wherever you're watching, you should do that. If you're listening, subscribe there. Leave a rating and review if you're somewhere where that's an option. If you're on YouTube, hit the comment section. I know the live chat has been crazy. We're at 422 comments in the live chat right now, but the actual comment section lives forever, is a good way to keep engagement going after the fact. Helps us out a lot. So hit your comments there. If you're looking for another way to support the show, you can check out Patreon at patreon.com/realfrg, or click the join button here on YouTube. $5 option gets you access to the All Dodgers Discord server. We are talking Dodgers all the time over there. It's a lot of fun over there, so check that out. There's also monthly game watch parties, sometimes even more than once a month. We're going to do some members-only live streams at some point, meetups at Dodger Stadium, all sorts of fun stuff. So check that out, patreon.com/realfrg. Also, of course, like and subscribe, all those things. Tell your friends. We will be back tomorrow to talk more Dodgers with you. And with that, I think that wraps it up. Kevin, thanks for chatting with me. Go to bed. It's late where you are, young man. And Bye.
Yeah.